Steelers. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are they a dangerous team in the playoffs? Can the Pittsburgh Steelers win a playoff game or two this season in the AFC playoff picture? Now, if you guys have been following the Man Hour for a while now, you know that my Super Bowl pick has been the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. However, I may want to maybe kind of recant that a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, I'm not believing so much in the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore. But let's answer this question, guys. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers a dangerous team in the playoffs? When we talk about dangerous, we mean, can they win a wild card game? Can they compete in the divisional round? Can they make it to the AFC championship game? Are they a dangerous team in the playoffs? And the Pittsburgh Steelers contain two of the ingredients to win a championship. The two ingredients that you need to win a championship is to play good defense, which they have the 8th ranked overall defense, and they need to rush the ball, which they had the 10th ranked rushing offense. So they play good defense and they run the ball well. They have all the tools in place right now, guys, to make a deep playoff run. When you have the 8th ranked defense, yes, passing defense kind of sucks, 22nd in passing, but the AFC, all the home teams are going to be cold weather, windy teams, right? If you got to go to Buffalo, you're going to have to be dealing with that 40-mile-an-hour wind and snow. If you go to Kansas City, you're going to have to deal with that swirling wind. For whatever reason, Arrowhead Stadium has that swirling wind time after time after time. If you got to play in Pittsburgh, that swirling wind off of the three rivers there in Pittsburgh, always swirling, right? So passing is not going to be very, very big numbers, big yardage through some of these teams, right? And then the 10th ranked rushing defense. Sorry, the 4th ranked rushing defense. Man, my mind is all over the place. They can stop the run. So they're going to force you to pass. Guys, the simple fact of the matter is that the Steelers are a very, very dangerous playoff team. They are a dangerous playoff team. They have all the tools in place, the running game, the defense. They have a Super Bowl winning coach. They have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and they got players that have never won a playoff game or let alone a Super Bowl, so they're hungry. They are hungry. So when you got an experienced Mike Tomlin, Russell Wilson, fueled with the hungry guys, Najee Harris, George Pickens, Justin Fields, TJ Watt, it is a perfect recipe for success in the postseason. It is a perfect recipe for success in the postseason. Guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to be a team that you want to play in the playoffs. They have had so much playoff disappointment the last 4, 5, 6 seasons, right? Hell, they haven't won a playoff game since was it 2012 or something like that? I don't remember exactly. But they have had a lot of playoff disappointment. You get a home playoff game versus potentially the LA Chargers? Yes. They're dangerous, guys. So what do you guys think? Are the Pittsburgh Steelers dangerous in the playoffs? Can they make a legit AFC championship run? I got to say yes. Laura says, if you can handle honey, that helps too. I use local honey for my cough and sore throat. I use local honey for my allergies all season. So yes, we do a lot of honey, a lot of honey and hot tea around here. Josh Olson says, only if Pickens comes back healthy and Watt is healthy. George Pickens is going to be out this game versus the Ravens yet again for some rest, right? TJ Watt will get his rest. So George Pickens and TJ Watt should be at least 90% going into the playoffs. Plus, Highsmith is out. Highsmith is back, right? Preston Smith's been getting a little playing time, getting his ears wet with that new defense. They're dangerous, right? They're dangerous. Jalen says Will Russell Wilson has been doing good with the Steelers. Will Russell Wilson has been doing good with the Steelers sometimes, but I don't think they might win, but I think the Chief will knock them out of the playoffs. So basically Jalen's saying Russell Wilson has been playing good. Jalen's saying that Russell Wilson has been playing good so far this season. Will it translate over into the postseason? That is the real question. And I don't see any indication of why it wouldn't translate over, right? I don't see any indication of like why Russell Wilson's play in the playoffs all of a sudden is just going to drop off. Granted, they are only 4-0 versus playoff teams, right? They've only played 4 playoff teams. They got the the Ravens this week, so that'd be 5, right? They've been battle tested, right? This last half of the season, they've been battle tested. I mean, it's not like he's just been going to drop off the face of the earth. Like I think Russell Wilson will be just fine. And honestly, Jalen, me being a Chiefs fan, I think the only team that could potentially beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs is the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they have been there. They have done that. No other quarterback, no other team in the AFC has won a Super Bowl but with their active roster besides Pittsburgh, right? Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl. He's been there. He knows what it takes. He can give them wisdom, right? John says they can win a wild card, but that's about it. Damn, slow it down, baby. So you don't think the Steelers can beat the Bills or the Chiefs or the Ravens? That is tough. That's tough. Derek says, I don't know what I can get behind this team. And honestly, Derek, I kind of agree with you, right? I have, so what is it, about 6-7 weeks ago? This NFL season is flying by, but it seems like, you know, I was kind of hesitant to jump on the hype train, right? I was a little hesitant to jump on the hype train of the Pittsburgh Steelers because of the simple fact that they're not really lighting up the scoreboard, right? The simple fact that Russell has not really had that both Russell Wilson MVP, that type of game stretch here, right? And it just, and I understand it, right? The offense is 18th in the NFL, 22nd in passing, 4th in rushing though. So it's just, this is a team that is tough to get behind because they play that old school mentality. Hard-nosed defense, run the ball, right? And it's just like, and I get it, and I understand, and definitely respect you because, you know, you being a Raiders fan, you guys are kind of the same way. You want to run the ball in a tough-nosed defense, and you're not having success over there, but they're having success over here. So it is kind of tough, right? Jim Powell says they are dangerous to the point of Watt and to the semis, but all the way to the AFC, nope. Sell, crapolo. So Jim is saying they can win a wild card, but they're not going to win a divisional game. They're not going to win a divisional game. Andrew's Paradise over here on youtube.com/man hour. Thank you for joining us today, man. He says the Steelers aren't potent enough on offense to win 3 playoff games. Pass rush and running game are important, but you need to be able to win multiple ways, beat all good teams. And I would agree with you on that to an extent, right? Because a lot of these quarterbacks that they're going to face in the playoffs cannot legitimately, they don't have strong enough arms to throw the ball in a Buffalo win. They don't have the arm strong enough to throw the ball in a Kansas City Colt, right? They don't have a arm strong enough to throw in the Pittsburgh Steelers, like field, right? There is a reason why a lot of these AFC teams want the home field advantage because they do have those strong arm quarterbacks, i.e. the Buffalo Bills. Because let's say you have Bo Nix come up to Buffalo and the wind is swirling at 30, 40 miles an hour, right? Josh Allen can throw the ball in that. He will put it on a dime. He can throw it in that all day long. Bo Nix simply cannot. He does not have the arm strength. He does not have that power. So they're going to rush the hell out of the ball that particular game. They're going to shut it down because the Buffalo Bills have one of the best rush defenses in the NFL. Justin Herbert does have a strong arm. Has he ever thrown in wind? No. Patrick Mahomes does have a strong arm. Has he thrown it in 40-mile-an-hour wind BF4? No. So rushing the ball is going to be very, very key in these playoffs, especially when the Buffalo Bills get the number 1 overall seed. It is going to happen. The Super Bowl is going to go through Buffalo, and you're going to have to battle with that crappy weather up there. It is what it is. You have to run the ball and play defense. John says, here's the question: Pittsburgh versus Chiefs, who wins? We will talk about that on Tuesday, John. We will talk about that on Tuesday. John says, I will tell you one win in the big pursuit cat fight. Cat fight. Alpha Rob says they beat everyone except for the Buffalo Bills. So Alpha Rob saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are the second best team in the AFC. They can beat the Chiefs. They can beat the Ravens, Chargers, Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, just not the Buffalo Bills. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. You might be right. I think you might be right, though, like Alpha Rob. John says Wilson is merely average. Playoff shows leaders. And Russell Wilson is a leader. He has gone to the Super Bowl, man. He has gone to the Super Bowl. Derek says, if they win the Super Bowl, does Mike Tomlin step down a winner? There's been rumors that Mike Tomlin might get traded, right? There's been rumors that Mike Tomlin's been retiring for the last 3 or 4 years. And honestly, what other greater feeling than it is to win on top, right? But then on the other hand, you got to look at your roster. Like, hey, these guys are still pretty young. I'm not that old. We see Bill Belichick, 80 years old, coaching. We see Andy Reid, 72 years old, coaching, right? We see people coaching, just out there. So it all depends on how the playoffs go, right? But I can't answer that question. I don't know. Me personally, I would say no. I wouldn't. Why? I'm the greatest coach of like all time. Why walk away? I'm just saying. But on the other hand, guys,